Okay. All right. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Kelly Foster. We are going to be chatting just briefly tonight about a couple things that are happening in July and make sure that we're all on the same page. I wanted to talk really quickly about, just a couple things from the trip that I wanted to share with you all. And we'll just kind of move through it. If you have anything to add or to if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself. We have a pretty small group, but okay. So June was huge. We had a fabulous June. Thank you to everybody who kind of helped push a little bit there at the end. We were Lisa was shy of her emerald points. I was hoping for senior ruby, and we just couldn't quite make it happen, but we did push and get a lot of points in the process. Lisa ended up making her point, so it's all good. And honestly, if you have checked your email, if you've been on the chats today, it's kind of a blessing that it didn't happen because the July incentive is double rank bonuses. So, that's kind of huge. Those of you who are on this call, please, help us out by sharing, with your teams so that they realize what is at stake here for ranking up in July. Going gold is a double bonus. That's $500 instead of $250. Senior gold, that's, what is it? $700, I think, right? And so silver, I think this is a really, really huge opportunity for us to be working on building our silvers, and Julie's going to talk to you about that in a little bit, but that's a double rank bonus. And so certainly everybody knows 3 people who would benefit from better health and improved happiness. And the compensation plan that Plexus just kind of rewards us for sharing with our friends and family, and they're doubling that bonus this month. So it's a $200 bonus, and that's, who wouldn't like a $200 bonus just for helping their friends and family get improve their health and happiness. So we're going to really work hard on that this month. But for the rest of us, who's close to ranking up? Who do we? Let's look, around and look, at our our buddies and who's close, and let's help them. Let's see if we can have, a big July and really take advantage of those double bonuses. So the big thing that we wanted to talk about tonight, and we kind of previewed it, is accountability groups. And this is something that is duplication. We are duplicating accountability groups, and teams that have had tons of success with accountability groups, have really kind of given us the formula for this. And being that there's a lot of teachers on this team, I know we're not all teachers, but Julie and I, it's freed up our time, a bit so that we could work to bring you this accountability. It's not a challenge per se, but to add accountability to our IPA and to help our businesses grow and to help you grow your businesses. And so, I'll just tell you a little bit about how it's going to work. And we're going to actually just get started with it ASAP, like effective immediately. And so basically an accountability group, we know that anything that we do, when we add accountability, we increase our likelihood of being successful. And so that's really what we're doing here. We know that to grow our business, we have to do those income producing activities. And so the way that the IPA or the accountability group will work is just holding ourselves accountable by completing daily IPA sheets. And we also are going to have you grab a buddy, grab, a friend, maybe somebody that you personally have signed who has said, I want to work this business. It's a great time to lock arms with them and say, then do this with me. Let's be accountability partners, and let's do this, month-long accountability And I'm not saying that this is the end of it, but this is just the first month. And so we can, at the end of the month, revise and re-enter if we need to, but I don't see why we wouldn't continue with it. But basically it's for anybody who wants to grow their business. Do you want to see your business kind of boom and develop and grow? And so that's who this accountability group is for. So I think that's most of us. Can't think of any of us who would say, no, I don't want to see my business grow. We all do, right? And so, like I said, the way that it will work is you're going to complete a daily IPA sheet. And Julie and I have spent a lot of time kind of tweaking what we already had to meet the specifics of kind of what we thought were important. And so Julie will talk to you about that, I think, in a minute. But we incorporated Instagram because that's kind of an initiative that we're really trying to bring to this team. I was telling Julie earlier that I met, her name is Trisha Nagel. She was one of the top convention contest earners. And so I was chatting with her in Over Yonder K, and she has a team of complete strangers. Her team, she's Sapphire, she's getting ready to go Diamond, but her team is comprised of complete strangers that she reached out to and made a connection with on Instagram. And so, that is just another common thread that we are hearing from, teams that are really, really doing well and are exploding and they're experiencing this boom from the wide open, market that Instagram provides to us. And so that's going to be part of our IPA, and we'll talk a little bit more about those specifics too. And so, like I said, you're going to be completing this IPA sheet every day. We want you to, reach out to your accountability partner every day, and you're going to kind of have a conversation. What went well? What are you struggling with? Did you get this done yet? And so on and so forth. In addition to this, I don't know if you've noticed or if you saw that Lisa has an IPA challenge on her page. And so I think the two of these, the accountability group would complement that IPA challenge really, really nicely. And you'll kind of be killing two birds with one stone. And what do you have to add about that, Jules?
Well, I have to spend a little bit more time looking at Lisa's IPA. I'm not sure. Is it a challenge? So there's a prize that they can win?
It's a challenge.
Oh, that's nice. I did get the daily IPA sheet onto our team page minutes before the Zoom call started. So that is a Word document on our underneath files. So that can be printed right now for anybody. Well, I'm looking at the accountability group to be like if Kelly and I were partners, I would do my IPA sheet, which is watching a video, doing Instagram things, and doing some other daily activities, and just talk to her to make sure that maybe she needed some help with some videos. What did she learn? What did I learn? A conversation, and hopefully we can get the businesses moving along. That's all I had to say about the accountability group. Okay. You ready to move on?
Yeah, I guess maybe I'm assuming that everybody knows what IPA means. And so really quickly, IPA is income producing activity. And so it's the activities that you're going to do every day that are going to generate business for you. And so on the IPA sheet, there are different versions of this. I personally like to write my IPA out in a spiral. But like Julie was saying, if you go to the files at the top of the Power Team, you'll find the IPA sheet that we kind of worked on. Created, yeah. And you can either print it and print 20 copies of it, and you'll have a copy or however many copies at a time. So you can write right on that sheet, or you can just print one and you can write on notebook paper. But every day you're going to be reaching out to people, building relationships. Every day you're going to be following up, which is just critical as you know. Every day you're going to be training yourself. There's different philosophies of whether or not that's income producing activity, but I firmly believe that it's income producing activity. Training yourself builds your belief, builds your confidence, and all that spills over into your business.
And if you're not familiar with the Instagram, because we did incorporate that into the IPA sheet, that could be the training that they do.
Right.
And, you know, Kelly and I both have been doing quite a bit on the Instagram. So if you have any questions, you know, definitely make sure that you reach out to us, because that's excellent.
Okay, so here's just the crux of it. So each day you're gonna be filling out your IPA sheet. Each day you're gonna be checking in with your accountability partner, right? So if I know, for example, that, you know, Sylvia is my partner, and I know she's gonna be calling me at 9 o'clock and saying, okay, you know, I got my IPA sheet done. Did you get your? I'm not gonna want to say no, I didn't, right? Because I'm letting her down. So that's just another added measure of accountability. You know, and somebody I can say, okay, I don't know what to do with this. You know, what did you train yourself with on today? You know, where did you find that video? So it's just helping one another, supporting one another, encouraging one another. And then this is the other piece with accountability groups, is that, as you know, I'm going to ask you just to kind of think about it, and maybe before we get off this call, let us know, okay, we're asking you to make a commitment. You know, yes, I'm committed to accountability groups for the month of July, and we're going to get you started, you know, tomorrow. But then each week we will have a really quick 15-minute group accountability meeting. And so, you know, as a group, we'll come together and, you know, just talk about what went well, talk about what we're struggling with, talk about how did our daily IPA help us to generate business that week, you know, celebrate our successes and things of that nature. But that's just one more layer of accountability. And each of those layers that we add just kind of helps us to be, you know, to stay to task. And that's really what we're trying to do. And so we'll meet each Monday at 8 o'clock. So we won't always have a team call at 8:30, but for those weeks that we do, for example, next week we do, it'll just, you know, we'll jump on at 8, and then we'll be all in the right place for our 8:30 Zoom call for whomever that works for. But if you are doing accountability groups for the month of July, we do want you to really just kind of make that commitment and be there. And, you know, we're doing this to help grow our businesses. And that means sometimes making sacrifices with time. And I understand that. But it's summer, and even if you're camping, I know sometimes we don't have Wi-Fi, but, you know, hop on your phone and go in the car and shut the door and give us 15 minutes of your time. And so that's just kind of really, we do want the commitment. Okay. So that's accountability meetings. Anybody have any questions about accountability meetings moving forward? It's a great, you know, reach out to your runners, reach out to your teams. If you have somebody who, like I said, is thinking about working this business, lock arms with them and invite them. We want anybody who wants to be here, is basically.
Especially if they can rank up to silver or gold this month. That would be amazing.
Yep.
That would definitely get the ball rolling for sure.
Yep. Okay. Do you want to talk, Jules, about some dates? If you guys have paper and pencil, we have some dates to give you.
Some dates coming up. Yep. So we have an opportunity on July 11th. That is a Wednesday at Kelly's house. Kelly lives in Northville, and we were going to get a kind of a working lunch together. It's kind of a little bit later than a lunch, starting at 2 and going to whenever, you know, we're done. So if you are not a school teacher and working, you know, we'll definitely let us know you're coming, and we'll definitely keep working. So that is the 11th at Kelly's house. And then
when you just you mentioned that it's a working lunch, so if Instagram is something that you're struggling with, that's a great opportunity to, for us to be together, to be able to show you, you know, sometimes, you know, just sitting next to somebody who, you know, has already figured something out is, you know,
so helpful.
Half the battle. Yeah.
Yeah, so helpful. And that Monday's Zoom call is going to be on Instagram, so that kind of follows nicely for Wednesday. Okay, and then July 18th, we're having a get-together at my house a little bit later, around 6 o'clock. And we're looking at that to be more of like a sip and see, where if people who had some potentials that they wanted to invite over just so that they could hear a little bit about Plexus, see some of the products, hear about some personal success stories, that would be a good opportunity to do that. So start thinking about several people that you would want to invite, so that you can take advantage of July 18th. And then on July 26th, Lisa's ladies and gents are having a social get together at Kelly's house to enjoy Kelly's pool and just kind of meet with the people that you see all the time on Facebook and just build relationships and have a nice time. So I'm not sure what time was that at Kelly. Do you know?
I don't know.
On the 26th, I didn't write it down. Sure. Okay, so we'll let you know on that one.
Do you want to roll right into
Leaders Retreat? Sure. Yep. So month of June is gone, and I'm sure you've been checking your points. Earlier on in our photos on our team page, there are some graphics that show you 3 ways that you can earn Leaders Retreat. One of them was the PV way, and it's like I don't know, you guys can't probably see this, but it's a graphic that looks like this, and it talks about if you get 2,500 PV each month, bam, that's 300 credits, you're on your way to Leaders Retreat. Well, that's kind of hard to do. So there's other ways that you can do it. One is a partial way. So if you've got 100 or 1,000 PV points in June, you already have 150 credits towards Leaders Retreat, and then ranking up too with this double rank up. My mind was going crazy when I found, when they announced that, because you also get crazy amounts of Leaders Retreat points when you rank up. So if you go silver, you get 50. Well, that's not what I'm looking at. But there, on the graphics, there are 100 different ways, not 103 different ways that you can rank up using a little bit of PV. How many ambassadors do you have to get? How many customers do you have to get to be able to do that? So just since June's gone, that does not mean you're out if you had a low month, because definitely ranking up, getting some more ambassadors, joining this accountability group, I think that will help lots of us be able to get on that cruise, get on that boat.
But another thing that I don't think we're spending enough time talking about is building silvers.
Yes.
Build silvers on your team. You get Leaders Retreat points. So reaching down, look at your wholesale ambassadors. They don't have to want to work this business to go silver. And, that can be your language, is that they're doing something that's selfless. Of course, they're going to get a $200 bonus this month. They're going to get their, it's going to help to defray the cost of their products. And there's just no reason to not go silver. There's none. And it doesn't constitute working the business. And so, by you, just reaching down and to your wholesale ambassadors and just helping them with that, helping them to go silver, you're going to get Leaders Retreat points from that as well.
You get 20 credits for just developing a silver ambassador on your level 1. On level 2, it's 15, and then on level 3, it's 10.
Yes.
So that's quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Okay.
So just make sure, if you want to go to Leaders Retreat, make sure that you and you need help, reach out to Kelly and I, and we will give you some ideas on what you can do. Still early. It's still early.
That's early. Okay. And so I just wanted to recap a couple things from Over Yonder K. You guys, it was amazing, and I don't want to bore you with details. I'll answer any questions you have. I tried to post lots of pictures, but it was truly amazing. And if nothing else, I'm telling you that it just fueled my fire. These are people that are just like us. They're just normal people. They are just like us. They were silver one day. They were gold at one point. They went through the ranks. And so, it really did. It fueled my fire. It built my belief. It built my husband's belief. It was really an amazing trip. And, I had most of the diamonds that were there, the sapphires that were there, they really were in a vacation mode mentality. So I was trying to be respectful and not, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? I tried to be very careful, but I did get some very good nuggets that I want to share with you. This is regarding Instagram. And I'm going to ask you just, to kind of thumbs up or let me know how you feel about this after I explain it. This came to me from Rob Heffley, who is a diamond ambassador. He's married to Jessica Heffley. They are a double diamond family, and they were lovely people. And he was very willing to share. And so he does Instagram very successfully. And so what he does with his team is he does Instagram groups. And so the way that it would work is when I post on Instagram, if I get 5 comments on my post within the first, I can't remember how many minutes he said, but shortly after posting, once you have 5 comments, it turbo boosts your visibility. So the way the group works is let's say we all decided, yes, I'm working Instagram and I want to be a part of this group. So 2 times a day at 9 a.m. and at 9 p.m., we're all going to say, okay, those are the 2 times that I'm going to post on Instagram. So we would all be on Instagram during that time. We would do our post, and then before we leave, so let's say we carve out 10 to probably 20 minutes, before we leave Instagram, I'm going to go to Julie's post and I'm going to comment. I'm going to go to Sylvia's post. I'm going to comment. I'm going to go to Courtney's. I'm going to go to Vicky's. I'm going to go to Lisa's and Teresa's. I'm going to go to everybody's and Brandy's. And I'm going to post on all of your Instagram posts. And so if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if the 8 of us all do that, we all have 8 comments and we're boosting one another's visibility. It's genius, right? And so, that's something that I didn't know. That's something that's so duplicatable, and that is going to really help all of us who participate in this Instagram group to get more visibility on Instagram. What do you think? Is that something that you'd be willing to do just by a thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
Okay. So, that's part of our accountability sheet in our accountability group. So let's just say that's kind of what we're going to do. And, we're going to do 9 and 9 because those are kind of peak traffic hours on Instagram. You can certainly be posting a 3rd time on Instagram. I asked that question, how many times a day are you posting on Instagram? And I told Trisha Nagel, she told me that she does 1 Plexus post and 2 non-Plexus posts a day. So she does 3. I have been doing 1 since Ruby Retreat just to familiarize myself and get used to Instagram, but I'm going to be doing, as part of this group, I am ready to do 2. I don't know that I, will do like 1 Plexus and 1 non-Plexus. I think I still might do, 1 Plexus post and then 2 non-Plexus posts. So every 3rd post, might be, really what most people are doing is your main post is not Plexus. It might be health, happiness, whatever your branding is, but in your story, feel free to Plexus away, right? In your story, that's where you're really free to just kind of have carte blanche with Plexus. All right, so 9 and 9. Everybody's good with that starting tomorrow?
That's good.
Perfect. All right, so your comment needs to be more than 3 words. That's one more thing. So you can't just say love, or you can't just do like heart eye emoji. It has to be 3. It has to be more than 3 words. Okay. So like you're commenting on the actual content of the post. Okay. All right. The other thing that is absolutely just genius, huge. So write this down. This is a big deal. When you go through your back office at the end of the month, I'll tell you specifically for me, when I go through my back office at the end of the month, I think we have no less than, I think last month it was 37 people who had a PV, a partial PV. So it was between $1 and $99. Okay. So within those, we have you know, a ton of people who are buying nothing more than a bag of Slim each month. They have 71.95 PV, right? Every month they're buying a bag of Slim. So here's the way this magic works is I pick up the phone and I call my friend Erica, who, bless her heart, buys a bag of Slim every month. And this is me being real with Erica and being genuine and heartfelt. And I'm going to say to her, listen, I appreciate your support so much. Thank you so much for trusting me. And, you know, I'm glad you love your Slim. Here's the deal. When you buy a bag of Slim each month, nobody gets paid. Nobody gets paid. I don't get paid. You don't get paid. You don't get, you know, any commission because it's below the minimum for qualification, which is 100 PV. Would you be willing to buy 2 bags of Slim and then next month, nothing? So by you buying 2 bags of Slim, you're going to at least qualify every other month, right? And you're going to get money back because you're going to be over 100 PV. So it's like getting even a bigger bonus. You're going to be commission qualified. You're going to be earning some commission. And I can't imagine somebody not going, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? They don't want nobody getting paid. And certainly they want to make, you know, the biggest, you know, bang for their own buck. And so it's simply an offering, and they can say no. They have no obligation. That's the deal, right? There's no obligation for them to commission qualify. But by me having a very real conversation with my friend and saying, like, nobody gets paid. You don't get paid. I don't get paid. Would you be willing to buy 2 bags of Slim? And so at least, you know, with being at 71.95, she's never going to qualify. If I have her buy 2 bags, at least she'll qualify every other month. Right?
And she'll be $44 over and be making commission on herself.
Right. Right. I mean, it's a no-brainer. The other conversation can be, let's get you a customer. Let's get you a customer. You know, would your friends, you know, which of your friends would like to buy a bag of Slim? So getting them, helping them get a customer, or having them buy 2 bags, you know, because without that, you know, it's just kind of silly. And even people who are not buying just a bag of Slim, but people who are just underqualified, you know, having that conversation with them and having them buy their products, the products that they rely on, a double month, you know, a double order in 1 month, and then the next month go ahead and you don't have to order anything, right? That way you're going to get, you know, you're going to get some commission, you're going to get some money back, and they're going to want to take part. They're going to want to do that because, I mean, otherwise they're really throwing dollars away.
Right.
Genius, right?
Great idea. We've got lots of them, lots of those people.
Okay. So one other little nugget that I think I knew, and I think you guys probably do too, but I just I think I had forgotten about that is, you know, we talk about big fish a lot, and we talk about people who Facebook does not want us selling anything on Facebook. And so that's why this algorithm has just kind of tightened down and what have you. But, you know, we're still looking for those big fish and for those people that we want to add to our team and those people that we want to see our posts. So here's a trick for making sure that those people, identify who those people are. And Julia, I think you're going to talk about this, right? About the list.
I was answering.
Okay. That's right. I'll come back to you. So those people that you really want to be sure are seeing your post. Let's say I'm posting about rheumatoid arthritis, and I have a friend that has rheumatoid arthritis. I want to make sure she sees my post. Before I post it, I'm going to go to her feed and I'm going to comment on one of her posts. You know, oh, this is such an awesome picture of you, Joy, or whatever, right? So by you commenting on her post, that's the interaction that Facebook is demanding of us in order for our stuff to get seen. And so that's just a little small trick that, you know, helps you to be very intentional about, you know, there's a, you know, who's that big fish that you want to make sure she sees your business post. Before you post it, you're going to go to her feed and you're going to comment on one of her posts so that your business post is going to pop up in her feed. It helps us to kind of have some control over that algorithm. Make sense?
Yeah, Cal, were you talking about the list of 100?
Yeah.
That we were talking about? Okay. So if you're feeling a little stagnant and out of ideas on who to reach out to, one of the trainings on our that we posted on the Power Team page talked about making another 100 list. I know we've all probably made our lists before, but this list should be 100 people that you would love to reconnect with. Like I made my list up and I didn't keep who needs Plexus or who I think would work the business great. I just 100 people from my actually Facebook friend list that I have kind of lost touch with and have not really talked to for a while. And I came up with way more than 100. I think mine's like 150, which shocked me because I felt like I was pretty tapped out on people to message. But so what they suggest doing is the first day, make a list of your 100 people. So that's a day because that does take up a little bit of time. The next day, start, and for that whole week, nip it by 25 people. Start with 25 people, go to their Facebook page, make comments on what they have to say and what's going on in their lives. And it's really just reconnecting and in building relationships. You do that for a whole week. You spend time focused on those 25 people. Then the next week, you're into week 2, comment on 25 more people and keep the conversations going with the people from week 1. So then you're reconnecting with 25 more people. And then the third week, 25, and eventually when you're at a month's time, you have reconnected with 100 different people. And then just through those genuine conversations, Plexus might come up. Like if they ask you, what are you doing? Or I've seen, it might come up just naturally. Or it might be a good time for you to bring it up if you haven't already. So if anything else, you've reconnected and built more friendships. And I'm sure though, with 100 people, you're going to have somebody interested in what you're doing. And yeah, so I'm excited to get going with that. I've got my 100 list made, and I'm ready to start nipping this off.
Guys, does anybody have any questions? I told you we were going to kind of keep it short and sweet. Does anybody you just unmute yourself if you have any questions?
I have a question. For the Instagram thing, are you going to send a list out of all the people so we know who we need?
I think what we thought we would do is I know we kind of get inundated with threads in Messenger, but I think that will be the easiest way to keep track of it. So, I'll go ahead and start it, and with those of us who are on this call right now, and then if as you reach out to your teams, then you can just go ahead and feel free to add people to it. And so whoever's on there is going to, the more the merrier are going to be welcome. And I think if we get enough people, guys, we could do 2 groups. We could do one for 9 a.m. and one for 9 p.m. And so, we wouldn't have to do both of those.
Right. And when you respond saying that, you're on Instagram and you're doing this, like my name is Healthy Lake Living, like you would never know that was me. So we need to put our name and then what is your name on Instagram?
Perfect. Okay. What else?
Good question.
So does everybody feel okay, like being able to reach out to, just grab a partner and link arms with somebody for accountability so that we can, we really want you to get started tomorrow. I know tomorrow is July 3rd and it is the holiday week, but every day is a day for you to be planting seeds and to be, working this business and, experiencing, growth. And that's not going to happen if we just delay and delay and delay. But I think it's carpe diem, right?
Right. And we're running into a bunch of, friends and relatives and parties and all that kind of stuff. Great time to, be talking about Plexus for sure.
Right. And on your iPad, reaching out doesn't have to be through Facebook. It can be at your barbecue that you're going to, right. in real life, talking to a human being. And that's, that's better if we can do that for sure.
Wear all our cute Plexus hats and shirts and stuff like that. Do our advertising for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any questions about IPA accountability groups? Ready to go? There's a lot of us that are missing, but I feel like there's enough of us on here that we can make sure we are reaching out to our friends that are missing. And of course, I've recorded it, so I'm hoping that we have twice this many people in it.
All right, so Kelly, how are they telling us that they're interested in the accountability group? We're gonna have them do what?
Didn't we say that we were going to do the messenger?
So they're gonna comment in Messenger. We're gonna have a group in Messenger. They're gonna ask to be added.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to be asked to be added. You guys all said yes, right? Accountability group. You know
They
what?
all did. I didn't. I missed that.
Here's what we'll do. We'll do a post. We'll do a post on
Okay.
Power Team, and you can
Yeah.
comment in the post on Power Team, and we'll
Perfect.
kind of compile names there, and then we can kind of move forward. But you know how to get your hands on that IPA sheet, and that's in the files. Print it, or write it out on notebook paper, but hit the ground running, and then we'll just kind of cross. We're learning, and we're probably going to discover some, that we have questions along the way, and we'll just figure them out as we're moving. But as long as we're moving, right?
Got to be moving. Right. Moving forward.
Okay. All right, ladies. I'm going to go ahead and
Awesome.
stop recording really quickly here.